It's time to start the episode. Stand by, everybody. Here we go. Hello everyone, Rituro here with another episode of Blue and White, my video review, video diary, let's play of Football Manager 2014, specifically with the Vancouver Whitecaps in Major League Soccer. Our featured match today will be against the New York Red Bulls, 5th in the East, or against 4th in the West. As you can see, we've just managed to pull ourselves into the playoff places, but we'll get to that into the second half of today's episode. I want to start today on the international front with Canada. As you may recall, Copa America Centenario has been going on, and the winner has been found. It is Argentina winning Copa America Centenario, which means we did not. However, we did make an excellent go of it. Despite losing 2-1 in the first match to Brazil, we came back with a 2-0 win against Honduras before losing 4-1 to Chile. Absolutely spanked by the Chileans. Needed a result, didn't get it. The 2-0 result against Honduras was quite nice, though. Will Johnson and Simeon Jackson getting goals for Canada over Honduras. A great result against a CONCACAF rival, considering we will be meeting up in World Cup qualifying. This is a great result for the Canadians. Jerry Bankston seeing some time there, as well as a youngster who I am hoping to sign. First things first, here's the goal from Will Johnson. Atiba Hutchinson to Luca Gasparato. Finds Gershon Kofi. Little ball to Caleb Clark, who lays it off for the captain. Very, very clever place in close quarters by the Canadians. Good technical result there to get the opening goal, which would stand up as the winner. Simeon Jackson, as I said, would add the insurance marker as a penalty. Flares being lit in the stands. Let's just go back a second there. They're lighting flares in the stands. They're so upset. But it comes to nothing. You can take your flares and shove them. It will be Canada 2-0 over Honduras. Ultimately, as I said, it would not matter, as Canada would lose 4-1 to Chile. They would start off, not too bad, going down a goal early, but equalizing through Caleb Clark. David Edgar actually got sent off in the 9th minute, and when you get one of your starting center backs, a promising stud center back, sent off at the 9th minute, it's always going to be trouble. Our attempt to hold out for a draw was actually fairly solid. Only in the late stages, Chile finally unlocked the tired Canadians and got the 4-1 victory. So Canada does actually fairly well. They weren't expected to get much out of the Copa. We got a win, though. Got 3 points, got 3 goals, or 4 goals, actually. I'm very, very happy with the result for the senior men's national team. On the U23 side, the Olympics, this was my goal, my stated goal. I don't know how long I've been saying it. I wanted to coach Canada at the Olympics, and I got that chance. We started off with some friendlies. Started off with a friendly, a 2-0 result against Jamaica. Pretty good tune-up as far as similar talent levels go. Anthony Fuller and Tino Azaki getting the goals. Azaki, of course, that Whitecaps Academy call-up. He's seen his international career go somewhat meteoric, as he has gone from next to unknown to starting games in the Olympics. Or at least friendlies getting ready for the Olympics, as he made the final roster. In a very sparsely attended match in Jamaica against what I assume was the players' families and maybe 1 or 2 supporters, Canada ultimately made the most of this training match. Aparicio and Izaki starting things off in the midfield. Brian Revivo, who captained the side at this Olympics, so though he's somewhat of a bust for the club, at least for the country, he's putting on the armband with pride. Long ball there eventually falls to Fuller, who heads it on looking for his strike partner, but unfortunately can't get hold of it. Ken O'Connor and Tino Izaki, though, link up along with Manny Aparicio in midfield to restart the attack. Philbab looking for Izaki, finds Fuller, and this time Fuller just has a go himself. Far corner, thank you very much. 1-0 Canada. That would be the winning goal, but that, of course, one's just never enough. You can never just stop with one. You gotta have a second, gotta get the insurance marker, and Canada would do just that. Daniel Henry on the right side finds his former TFC teammate Aparicio in the middle through a nice little possession retainment there. Zaki is sprung by Revivo, gets 1 crack, gets 2 cracks, the second one deflects off the keeper and in, and Spence can only look on in shame as he knows he should have had that one. Unfortunately, it doesn't count for much in a friendly, win or lose, but it was a good match to see what the lads were capable of as we prepared for the Olympics. So So in this Olympic squad here, this was the final 18 that we went to battle with. Gantar, Lewis, Kajitaz, Adrian Russell-Rayner, Sam Adekugbe, Sam Payet, Ken O'Connor, Manny Aparicio, Tino Izaki, Dino Jelicic, Ivan Punisevic, Tom Schulten, Daniil Henry, Stefan Felbab, Matt Zaslavsky, Nick Rosenlund, Anthony Fuller, and Brian Revivo. Not bad, all things considered. Felbab briefly received some looks from other clubs, but unfortunately, it looks like he couldn't keep that hot streak going through the Olympics. He is no longer a transfer target, which is unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. But as I said, those were the tune-up friendlies. A home draw against New Zealand, and then in a way a loss to Qatar, which, all things considering, only going down 1-0 in Qatar is quite good. And then we got to the Olympics themselves. This was the Holy Grail. I predicted that draw against Ghana. I predicted the loss to Spain, though. It was a very close loss. Very nearly a draw. For Revivo absolutely falling asleep at the switch. Saudi Arabia, unfortunately. Saudi Arabia showed up big time in this match. They hadn't won all tournament. Came up against us and exploded for 3 goals. One early. Yasser Ghulam, who got his second in the 31st minute before Jelicic was able to get 2 back for Canada. Habtour, however, did get the winner in the 50th minute. And that was enough to see Saudi Arabia through it. Ultimately, it wouldn't have mattered because we needed Spain to beat Ghana considerably to allow us to get through on goal differential. That did not happen. Canada finishes the Olympics with only a single point. Still, a tough group. Somewhat depressing we didn't get the result against Saudi Arabia we would have liked. But I'm happy with the squad, and it sounds like the squad and, more importantly, the Federation are happy with that result. Always a good thing. I do want to show off the Canada-Saudi Arabia match, just because there was a lot of good goals here. Unfortunately, Yasser Ghulam's were some of the best. Gantar beaten cleanly twice on 2 excellent strikes. Let's take a look at them now. Ghulam off the free kick here, beats Gantar. It's a vicious free kick that Gantar could do nothing about. 2nd minute in, not good way to start at all. And it would only get worse from there. Bassas out wide to Ghulam, who did a very good job of taking that empty space out to the right of the Canadian box and just owning it. Adekugbe not able to close him down. Akayabi, though, and Ali set things up in the midfield, allowing Ghulam just to drift just enough to set off. Look at that strike. Set up Adekugbe and get that ball curling past Gantar. Just a top-drawer strike for the youngster. 2-0 Saudi Arabia. Just before halftime, though, Canada would prove they were not going to go down without a fight. Jelicic and Izaki on the break get O'Connor into the play, and he sets up with Adekugbe. Punisevic. Izaki. Out to Adekugbe, charges up from the left, gets the cross, and Jelicic's header is not a good one, and is cleared away. Sam Payet, though, comes up from the back to clean it up. Franco Lewis to Jelicic, who turns, takes a hopeful shot, and ends up rifling it into the top corner. It's 2-1 Saudi Arabia. Canada back in with a shout. Unfortunately, he put out of reach with this corner. Shoddy marking at the near post, and Habtour is able to put in the winning goal off an Al-Nazi corner. Jelicic would do his best to get Canada back into it, though. Off the throw from Adekugbe, Izaki and Adekugbe set up on the left-hand side. Punisevic to Aparicio. Punisevic to his strike partner Jelicic, who gets that floated header as easy as you like into the back of the net. 3-2 it ends, and so does Canada's hopes of moving on in the Olympics. Unfortunate, but we made it, and we gave it our best, and I am happy with that. Alright, that's the state of the national team. Let's focus on Major League Soccer, where we recently had none other than the MLS All-Star Game. Go ahead and get that loaded up here. Now, if I recall correctly, they bury this in the weirdest of places. Oh, right, I think it's in USA. That's right. Because why would you put the All-Stars into the place that matters the most, like, let's say, in the league overview, when you could put it in the country profile? I don't understand it. I don't pretend to understand it. But such is life. MLS All-Stars. There we go. Against Pachuca. This is how far the MLS All-Star competition has fallen in the eyes of Football Manager. Pachuca is considered the high-end international opponent brought in, and they still beat the All-Stars 1-0, a spanking if ever there was one. This year's All-Stars, Sean Johnson, Shannon Williams, Alexis Romao, Matt Besler, Damian Suarez, Adam Plosek, Diego Valeri, Norman Tharkov, Jason Holt from Vancouver, representing the team well, Sebastian Fernandez, Javier Patino, Andre Blake, Leton Jimenez, Stephen Badischer, also representing his team well, Darlington Nagbe, Ruben Ramirez, Paul Luscanga, Jaime Alas, Jesus Pagnoni, Julio Attilano, Jermaine Defoe, and Uriel Rossell, who has not been transferred yet. He only just recently got that transfer. Speaking of Badischer here, you can see he has that transfer next to him. He was not interested in re-signing with the team. I tried multiple times to get him to re-sign. He would not do it. He wouldn't even open negotiations. He said, I'm not interested, I'm not interested, I'm not interested. He ended up signing on a free with Zulte Waregem out in Belgium. So best of luck to him out in Belgium. One person who will hopefully not be leaving the team is Caleb Clark, who received admittedly a very attractive offer from the Eredivisie. $950,000 up front, $200,000 if he scores 20 goals, and then a 25% cut of the profit of his next sale. Now, that seems pretty good, and you've seen me sell off this squad piece by piece. You know, why wouldn't I make a move here for Clark? It's because my striker depth is still painfully small. I mean, it's Clark, maybe Lopez, maybe Estrella, though they both work better in other positions. And then Tapia Zaslavsky on the bottom with Andy Johnson as a prospect/reserve option. You may be saying, oh, wait a minute, Rituro, where's Lay? Where's the wonder kid that you brought in? Well, he's been having problems. He's been having problems adjusting to life in Canada, so he's on a leave of absence to hopefully get his bearings, which I hope works because we need him for this stretch drive. Hopefully, Lay comes back in one piece. So because of that, I will be rejecting this offer. Important first-team player. And that is that. So let's take a look at the state of Vancouver's drive to stay in the hunt for relevance in the playoffs. We start off with a 3-all draw against Colorado at home. It really should have been a win, so getting a point is a bit of a downer. But all things considered, getting a pair of goals from Kekuta Mane and one from Jason Holt is not too shabby. It is unfortunate that Gabby Torres had to go and make it 3-2 moments later. Then Lucas Rupp. I'm going to show just this one goal here. Those 5 goals were kind of eh. This Lucas Rupp goal, just amazing. Absolutely amazing strike. It did win goal of the week for obvious reasons, as you will soon see. If you're going to equalize late in the game, this is how you do it. Poor job by Shane O'Neill and Jason Holt to get that ball out. And Rupp, oh, look at that again. Let's just watch that one more time. Rupp with a phenomenal strike here. As Marvell Wynn gets him the ball, he takes one touch, rifles it, top corner, post bar and in. Just a vicious strike from Lucas Rupp. I had him shortlisted for a while in between matches and ultimately couldn't see a good place to bring him in. Colorado will be very happy to have brought him in. And they get out of that with a 3-all draw. Thankfully, Vancouver would get a win in their next match as they continue that drive for the playoffs. A 2-0 result against Chivas. Remember, in this version, this reality, Chivas doesn't suck. So a 2-0 result is actually a very good one. Goals from Caleb Clark and Russell Tybert to get the Caps the win early on. So you can see Cisneros still getting light injuries as he comes back from his own major injury. So I'm very worried about his health. Off the set piece, though, Quinones recovers the Tybert corner and restarts the attack. Goes back to Badischer. Crosses over to Garcia. Miguel Montoya has been such a good pickup for us. Gives it to Cisneros. Cisneros' cross. Caleb Clark, the redirect header near post. Thank you very much. 1-0 Vancouver over Chivas. And the second goal, the insurance marker. Garcia off the throw-in, finds Holt on the left, who's moved very far out wide from his inside position. He and Cisneros changing positions briefly is almost enough to throw off the Chivas defense, but not quite. So they try again. Garcia, this time to Cisneros, can't quite get the cross in. Garcia helps him out a second time. There's the cross. Tybert with his header. Cisneros has been bombing in crosses when he's healthy, and we love him to do it. More often, please, because it results in goals. Lay, unfortunately, did not get on the score sheet. He did go the full 90, so he's match fit at least. That worry is gone. It's just his, ability to stay on the mat, just to stay in the squad without going slightly crazy that we are worried about. Then came this match. Again, looking at the state of the table here, Seattle is on the bottom, and they have been for a while. We lost to them 1-0 at home. Those of you who watched the last live stream between episodes over at twitch.tv/Rituro, I just ended the stream after this. I called it a day because this was a demoralizing match. 7-3 were the shots. We held possession. Dempsey scored in the 80th. Just an ugly, ugly performance. As a team, we should have been throttling, considering how poorly they have done all season long. There is no reason whatsoever to lose to a team that has been as bad as Seattle, and especially on a set piece like this. Dempsey runs past 2 markers to get an uncontested tap-in. Not what we wanted to see at all. Very, very embarrassing. You can understand why I would take a break from the game. We had our friendly against Tottenham next, a 0-0 draw as part of our agreement with Tottenham, them being our new affiliate club. So, hooray, we didn't lose to Tottenham. Good times for all. I then coached my 200th match against DC United. It was a day of pomp and circumstance, which I said, I don't care about, I want to win. And thankfully, the lads got me a win. Daniel Cisneros, like I said, he's been on form lately. On fire he has been. 2 goals, 1 in the first half, 1 in the second, to give us the 2-0 win. Let's take a look at Cisneros' excellent strikes here. I'm surprised he didn't get a look for the Mexican Olympic team, because he's been doing quite well for me. Quinones, spine of the team, up to Tybert. To Lay. Does well to hold up, draws 3 people to him, and if he can't score himself, Lay does very well here to get that assist. Draws 3 defenders to him before he sets up Cisneros for an easy finish. Great job there by Lay and Cisneros. The second goal in the second half now. Macon can't get the ball to De Leon. Tybert with the interception. Badischer helps set up the attack on the right here with Jason Holt. Montoya also coming over to help here. He looks up, finds Holt. Back to Jonathan Torres. Montoya nearly loses it, gets the ball to Holt. Drawing all this attention is Montoya, which is good because it frees up all this space. Holt finds Cisneros. Everybody was watching somebody else. Holt with the great ball and the great run by Cisneros, it has to be said, to stay onside and get to that ball. 2-0 Vancouver over DC United. Now at that point, we were just sniffing at a playoff spot. We were just on the cusp. And then this 2-1 win over Toronto propelled us into this logjam of teams. Look at that. 3 points separate 2nd and 7th. And it's all thanks to this match. Pedro Nayar opened the scoring in the 3rd minute, and I was more than a little worried, I gotta say, but I threw everyone forward, battened down the hatches once the Toronto counterattacking wave after wave came in the final 6 minutes, plus 5 minutes of stoppage time, so 11 minutes, call it. But we got the win, and that's what matters. We start off now. Tybert off the free kick. It's a decent free kick, unfortunately. Doesn't get through the maze of players, and Cisneros looking for Garcia on the left. The cross is headed away by Taylor, and Davis starts the counter. To Rivera. Quinones stops the ball from getting to Matias Laba. Montoya goes back to Michael Weatherstone, who's been playing well in Gantar's absence with the Olympic team. However, that header falls to Nayar, who absolutely skins Garcia. Nowhere to be found on that side of the pitch. And Toronto gets that early 1-0 lead. In the 51st minute, Vancouver would finally get their equalizer. Off a deep throw-in, Tybert controls very well, and displays the ball out for Garcia. Lava's header is intercepted by Montoya, who springs Clark, and Caleb Clark off to the races, just back from Olympic duty himself, buries the ball, and that is that. Sorry, not Olympic duty, World Cup qualifying duty. My mistake. Anyway, Holt off the corner. Montoya is the first person to get to the ball. It's his first ever goal for Vancouver, and it's a fine one to score in the mixer. Gets him the win. 2-1 Vancouver over Toronto, leaving us in a playoff spot, which brings us, after all that pomp and circumstance, to our featured match. Vancouver, New York, a win here against a actually very informed New York team who are doing the same thing, trying to propel themselves into a solid playoff position at BC Place. Nobody missing for the Red Bulls. It's going to be a full-strength, in-form team, so I'm going with the team that's gotten me to this dance so far. Clark up front. Cisneros and Tybert on the wings. Holt playmaking in the center. Montoya and Quinones as the holding mids. Quinones playing that deep-lying playmaker role. Beitashour and Garcia on the wings. Alderson and Jonathan Torres in the middle. Weatherstone, actually, no. That was the one change I wanted to make. Gantar in for Weatherstone. Schmid, O'Neill, Fuadabukik, Kutumane, Ivan Asoya, and Alejandro Lopez on the bench. Lewis is not back from injury, so I'm not going to bring him in. That's all good. Let's get to the match. Ken O'Connor, also back from Olympic duty, on the bench here for New York. Good to see he still has a career after leaving Vancouver. Always good to see our homegrown kids doing well elsewhere in the league. So other results to keep an eye on here. FC Dallas, we need Sporting to do us a favor here. We need DC to do us a solid over RSL. So we're hoping those results go our way. Jesus Paganoni. Yeah, can we just keep an eye on him, please? Tim Cahill still doing his thing, although, ooh, he has fallen off. Has he ever fallen off? Though, they are in form. Let's just keep an eye on them. Hlousek. Yeah, Hlousek's a good pickup for New York. Let's keep an eye on him. Alright. Alright, boys. Go out there and impress me. I need to win. You need to win. We all need to win. Control the match, please. Work the ball. Play wide. I'm going to exploit the middle, though. Play wide and exploit the middle. See how that works. Up tempo. And mess them up. Here we go. Vancouver Whitecaps in their white. New York Red Bulls in their blue road kit. We get started at a still mostly empty BC place. The fans have not forgiven me for that early season collapse, it would appear. Though I am still amused that Football Manager still sees fit to use the entire capacity of BC Place for every single match. The artificial limitations of the stadium do not appear anywhere in Football Manager. Shoot, RSL scoring. Not good. Xiao Plata, you horrible person. Meanwhile, in Vancouver, Tybert has space here. Goes inside to Quinones to Holt. Holt back to Tybert. Tybert! Oh, it's a nice one. Green will want that one back. 4 minutes in, it's a great start for Vancouver. Tybert near post with the goal. He does well to start this. Goes back to Quinones, who sets up Holt. Little touch, little pass. Yeah, off the keeper and in. That should have been Green's ball, but great strike nonetheless by Tybert. It is 1-0 Vancouver early on. Alderson to Montoya and Holt. Quinones goes for Clark. Clark to Tybert. It's 2! And he's on side! In 7 minutes, Russell Tybert has a brace! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. We are... Now, I can't get ahead of myself here. I mean, yes, that is a phenomenally fast-looking brace. But you gotta think New York is going to tighten up after that. Cisneros now on the left to Garcia. Garcia and Montoya. Quinones. Holt. Clark to Cisneros. Tybert, oh, just couldn't quite get there. You can tell Cisneros was looking to tap, or set him up for a tap-in. It would have been a hat trick in under 13 minutes. That would have been insane. As is, it's still Vancouver in control. And Clark to Tybert. Tybert, however, can't get the ball past Green. 20-minute hat trick would have also been great, but it is not to be. Tybert still with the ball, though. Cuts inside, and has a shot from distance. Green spills it, and it's cleared out for a throw. Oh, Tybert is just having a go. He says, you know what? On my back, boys. Get on my back. We are going for this. Tybert, shot blocked. Quinones. Tybert. Green holds it. Tybert, I swear, of the 7 shots on net, Tybert must have more than half of them. Incredible. New York, just no answer here. Holt at the corner. Near post, cleared away by Paganoni. Only as far as Holt, though. That's for Quinones and finds him. Holt, 2 people on him. Quinones shot blocked. No one can get there. Garcia intercepts the clearance. Back to Bryce Alderson. Miguel Montoya. Quinones. Alderson. Montoya. Solid possession here. And the Caps will be just fine to hold that possession. Meanwhile, it would appear we are fouling a little too much. So we're going to block that off just a bit here. Keep the tight marking. Back off the pressure. And it works as Martinez is the first to get a yellow. Shots are 9-1, half an hour into the game. Alderson. Garcia and Montoya setting up the Vancouver left. Plays it out wide. Alderson currently training to do long passes, which would be phenomenal. But now it's Tybert running in. He crosses, looking for Caleb Clark. Keeps the ball in instead of letting it go for a corner. Hits the bar as he tried a tricky little shot of his own. Oh, Tybert is full. He is full of vim and vinegar in this one. And thankfully, DC are now up 2-1 over RSL. Carlos Curry, former Vancouver draft pick, with that goal. He's actually getting starting minutes with DC. Interesting to see if he lives up to his potential. Hlausik and Rivera now for New York. So we are 5 minutes away from halftime. Martinez, Fabinho, looking for Hlausik and finds him. Oh, just past the far post. He had a sight of goal there. That is only New York's second shot. They have still yet to hit the target. An own goal has Sporting up 1-0. Oh, it's going well. I am liking this, boys. I am liking this a lot. The question is, can I look at the latest scores here? I can. It is DC 2-1, and it is Sporting 1-0 and an own goal. Alright, we gotta hope those results stand. We gotta hope they stand. Alright. Here we go. Second half underway. Back to the field, please. There we go. Oh, no. No. Oh, Tybert's hat-trick comes to a premature end as he is taken off injured. Oh, I hope that's not serious. I mean, Mora's in good form, or he's doing very well, so he can easily fill in. Oh, I don't want to lose Tybert, though. Well, at least I have Mane coming off the bench, and we know how good that is for Vancouver. Mane to replace Tybert. Paganoni now. Finds Hlausik, but it's cleared by Torres. Christensen over the bar. And Gantar will restart play for Vancouver. Looking for Mane. Can't get there past Hunter Jumper, which is one of the best soccer names anywhere. I don't care who you are. Cahill saved by Gantar! Fantastic job by Gantar to deny Tim Cahill. It would have been a surefire goal. Cisneros getting knocked as well. I may need to get both my wingers off the field here. We got Alejandro Lopez. He is overdue for some minutes, is Lopez, so we'll get him in on the left. Keep my wing play fairly fresh here. And Quinones now to Mane, who goes up the flank, head full of steam. Looking for Caleb Clark. Caleb Clark all alone! Unfortunately, took one touch too many. The defense collapsed around him, and nothing further comes of it. Still, we got chances 4-2, shots 12-4. Hlausik gets a talking to. Almost the 70th minute. Thinking about our final sub here. I think we'll bring on Schmid, actually. Garcia hasn't been having the best of games. Bring on Schmid, get our GA draft pick some minutes. I am a big fan of getting the kids minutes. And more importantly, minutes that matter. Oh dear! A finally struck free kick by Jesus Paganoni, and it is 2-1. New York are not going away just yet. I think we will switch to a counterattack here. Do not want... Oh, it's a draw there as Brian Spann evens it up. Max Christensen. May have called him Eric Christensen by accident. Drop down to third. Oh darn. Mane. Cuts inside. Shots blocked. Holt tackled by Martinez, and Cahill is away. New York on the counter. Schmid, though, does very well up from his left back position to snuff out that attack. Schmid roaming actually pretty high up the field, and now he realizes exactly where he is and sprints back. Paganoni can't get past Alderson. Holt, Lopez, Alejandro Lopez, Caleb Clark! Oh, both of them. Lopez could have had a shot. Clark could have done better with his. That would have been the dagger, you have to think. That would have ended it. But as it is still 2-1 Vancouver as we approach the 90th. How much stoppage time will be added as Cahill sends that shot wide? Doubles. Oh, all three subs played now for the Red Bulls all at once as they attempt a mass reinforcement here. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Gantar, goal kicking for Clark, finds him. Back to Holt. Quinones. From Mane to Clark, he's offside. Beautiful little give and go there. Had they been onside, that would have been a pretty little goal. Unfortunately, the flag is up. Alderson, quick to get to that ball ahead of Fabinho. Fabinho to Skinner, but Fabinho is offside this time. We have almost played the 3 minutes of stoppage time. Gantar in no hurry whatsoever to take this kick. So Clark will head the ball on to Green. Plays outside of his area. Torres climbs above Fabinho to head that ball away, and Schmid and Montoya will regroup. Gives the ball away to Paganoni, though. Austin Berry. Along with Paganoni and Christensen, controlling the right-hand side of the pitch, can't get past Montoya. Miguel Montoya standing tall, the youngster. Berry crosses first time, but he's offside. That should be it. That should be it. Blow the whistle, blow the whistle, blow the whistle. Come on. Yes! 2-1 Vancouver. A Russell Teibert brace secures 3 crucial points for the Whitecaps. I am quite happy, boys. Nicely done. And now we see... Oh, please tell me Teibert is okay. Vancouver have climbed into 3rd place. Dallas, unfortunately, winning over Sporting. That's fine. We are still, more importantly, we have a buffer against RSL. That win by DC is crucial. RSL have 2 games in hand. They have to win out to catch us. And we can still do well. We've got 7 games left in the regular season. We are still very much alive for a playoff spot, much more than we were earlier. The regular season campaign appears to be back on track. Can we close it out? That'll be the question. Okay, here's the crucial question. How bad is Teibert injured? He was not. He's okay. Teibert's okay. Next time on Blue and White, Teibert and the Whitecaps continue their march to the postseason. Will they make it? I'm feeling good about it, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. If you like what you've seen, please be sure to follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Rituro, where we record all these episodes live for everybody in chat to comment on. Of course, you can watch these episodes on youtube.ca/SteelSwords if you're not able to catch the live broadcast. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter @ThatRituroGuy for all your streaming information. Once again, everyone, my name is Rituro. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. We are still alive. We are still alive. Teibert isn't injured.